Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the Warcry update, which gave us a really interesting clue as to what to expect next for the game. It's great to see Warcry getting so much attention recently, and today there was another article on the Warhammer community site. So in this video we'll take a look at the article, watch the video, and in that video there was a really big clue as to something we might expect to see perhaps in the next quarterly release, and there's also a bit more information about that quarterly release and what we can expect to see in the sets. We'll also see some confirmation that we're not going to be sticking with Chaos either. We're going to be going further afield into the other factions. So that's brilliant news. I can't wait to see what they're going to be. And if that video is anything to go by, we could have a really good idea of what to get next. So let's watch the video and have a look at the article. Before we do that though, I'd like to say a huge thank you to this month's sponsors who are making these daily videos possible. And I'll put their links in the comments section below. And if you can check those out, that's a great way to support the channel and help me to keep these videos coming. Right, here we go. Here's the video that accompanied the article today. And so we're going to get to see this whole season. We're going to get confirmation of the timeline. A new box every quarter, it tells us. And here are the names. We've got Sundered Fate, Blood Hunt, and Nightmare Quest. So that could give us a real hint to what to expect. But this is the big clue. It's right in our face. It's the Seraphon. So how cool is that? It looks like we're definitely going to see the Seraphon released as models. And the article tells us that all the models that are going to be released are now going to be completely new. They're not going to be upgrade sprues or anything like that. So they're going to be completely new warbands. It's been a bit confusing lately with Warcry, finding out that the compendium is actually coming out when they first said it was, after we thought there was going to be a delay. So I thought I would just clip the actual paragraph from the article so we could read it and find out exactly what they mean by new warbands. So it says here, brand new, no upgrade sprues, no existing kits. These warbands are all 100% original, and they're drawn from factions across the mortal realms, not just those in the thrall of chaos. Now I'm taking this to read that they could be taken from factions that already exist, and so they're just going to be new sculpts. So they could mean though that it's going to be completely new warbands like we've seen with like the Corvus Cabal with the original releases for the game, but I think they do mean from different factions. And after seeing that Seraphon, I really think we are going to get a Seraphon warband. Or they might release them as they did with the kind of thralls for the first game. In the core book review I did, there was the campaign arc section that started on page 136 of the core book. And we looked at the Chotek Valley, where you could actually play against the different savage Seraphons. So this could be a misdirect. They could be showing us that picture because they're bringing out a separate box of Seraphons to use in the game, much like we had with the Thralls before. And then there could actually be completely new warbands that aren't tied into any of the existing factions. So they could carry on and do more like they've done with the Rot My Creed, for example. And we do have the names of the 3 box sets that are going to come out each quarter. And these are going to be the expansions. The first one is Sundered Fate. And Sundered means to split apart, or something that's been split apart. So I'm wondering if this is referring to the downed spacecraft. And so it's split apart. And that's why I'm tying it in with the Seraphons. Maybe we're going to find them there. And so maybe some big, chunkier parts of terrain that more match the iconography we've seen on some of the ruins and actually match up to sections of that down spacecraft. So I think for the first box set, I'm really expecting Seraphons and more terrain that's matched to that craft. When I saw Blood Hunt for the second expansion, I thought maybe that was Khorne, be a bit too obvious, or are we looking at some Soulblight Gravelords? Are we going to get some vampires? A vampire Warcry warband would be amazing, and if it's anything like the Underworlds models, I'd be really happy to see that. So for the second one, then we go more into jungle terrain again, perhaps. And then we're looking at Nightmare Quest. So are we going to go back into another section of the down spacecraft, and then we're doing something that's almost like a kind of dungeon vibe to it, so we're going beneath the ruins and underground. That could be pretty interesting. I don't know if it's too obvious that it's the Night Haunt, so yeah, really not sure. But we've certainly got a lot to think about now by having the name, seeing that Seraphon popped up. So we're going to see them somewhere in the game for sure. Now, it could be, again, that it's going to be one warband in each set from a faction that we already know about. For example, the Stormcast Eternals. And then the second faction could be a brand new one that we haven't seen before. And I think I'd be pretty happy with that. That'd be a really good way to go. Some new models for existing factions and then some brand new factions to play with too. But I'd love to hear your predictions and thoughts. So let me know in the comments section below. It'd be great to hear what you think and what you expect to see based on what you've seen on that article and in the video. Whatever the models are, the article's pretty much confirmed that there's going to be more faction-specific campaigns to come in those future sets. So just like we got that book, The Rotten Ruin, we're going to get a book in each expansion, and that's going to give us new campaigns and rules for the new warbands that they put together. And they also mention at the bottom of the article that the terrain can be combined to build a sprawling and varied gnarlwood. And so each new expansion is going to build on this core campaign system. So really interesting, but are they going to take it more into this spacecraft theme? Or is it just going to continue with the forest vibe? I don't know. I really think they're going to mix it up a bit. But again, let me know what your predictions are on that too. The article also told us about organised play and how that's returning for Warcry. So that's really fun. And this might be something you'd like to do in your local game store or club. And so there's going to be different stores participating. And you can also get hold of this kit here, which is going to give you everything you need to play the campaign. So if your local store can get hold of this, because some of the different retailers have like a budget that they can spend on things like this with Games Workshop. So well worth asking them if you're interested, can get enough people to take part. You might be able to get hold of this pack and play it at your local game store. So brilliant getting all this Warcry news, and wasn't it great to see another extra bonus warband coming out in the Legionnaires and the Centaur and Marshal as well. So some new models already. We might even see some snuck in between these quarterly releases, but I think they're going to stick with those potentially for now. But you never know. At the moment, things just keep popping up, and it's pretty exciting. So really great, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, so let me know down below. But for now, thanks so much for watching. I'll bring you much more news when we get it. So if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell too to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.